the last of our video series on how to turn something like the Atlas of the National Parks into an amazing learning experience using some secret sauce techniques. So if you haven't seen the other videos, go back so that you know how to help your kids fall in love with these things before you hit these types of academic activities that we're going to talk about. So far, your kids have fallen in love with the national parks. You've dreamed about where you're going, where you could go. You've explored how long it would take, how much it would cost. You have also pulled words and descriptions from the magazines or the books that you're using as a resource. You may have even done a creative writing assignment describing your own backyard in an incredibly condensed and descriptive way, patterning the writing after what you're reading in the book or the magazine. Well done. Okay, well done. At this point, you will know whether or not your kids are fully invested in this topic. Do they love the outdoors? Are they leaning into different types of geography, different types of habitats? Do they like the plants, the animals, or the geography and topography more? And then you can start leaning in to the areas that delight them. Is it the history? Is it the plant life? Is it the fauna? Is it the struggle? Is it the how to save the national parks? So once you identify what your kids are really, really interested in, that's where you start to put in, that's where you pull in the secret sauce. That's where you go, okay, well, how can we explore and create things that will help us learn and take ownership to what it is that we're learning, okay? In this video, I have two simple ideas for you as another springboard. One is to use the books or an amazing resource as practice for handwriting. I have two gals. I teach people how to make printables and sell them online. And I have two students that have created products or experiences that go beautifully with this. The first one is Road Trip Teacher. She creates these amazing handwriting, and she's just an amazing, fun, creative person. My favorite product that she's made is this Cursive Printables packet where it focuses on the national parks. So you have the national park as the backdrop, and then it'll have what's called copy work, where the sentences or the paragraph or the phrases are written out. The kids trace them and then they write them in their own handwriting underneath. It's a beautiful extension to studying something like the national parks. So I highly recommend that you check out that in the descriptions below. Cursive Printables, National Parks by Road Trip Teacher. Her resources can be found on Teachers Pay Teachers out there. It's an amazing site that allows educators, homeschoolers, parents, and teachers to put their ideas and their creations out there and to help fund their classroom or their creative process. It's beautiful. The next one is a more active, it falls more into the secret sauce idea of exploring and adventuring and enjoying. And my friend Gail Macinda is a natural historian, and she's created a little ebook. I say little, her stuff is always power-packed with information and gorgeous. The Story of Historical Markers. So on your journey, wherever you're going, you've seen them, the placards that have the raised letters. They're typically attached to statues or monuments or stones in places, and it'll tell you the historical relevance of a place. In the descriptions, you'll find a link to Gail's ebook, The Story of Historical Markers. This is something that is incredibly powerful to introduce your kids to, because we buzz by in life at 152 miles an hour, and our kids may pass a battleground or a historically relevant area and never even know that it exists, never even know that it's there. And so historians of the past have placed these markers to help us not forget. That it's super important that we stop and we read and we understand. And so down in the descriptions, this link to this PDF ebook gives your kids the opportunities to understand why there are historical markers and what we can glean from them. So I'm going to encourage you to grab a copy of that too. And so if you put all of the resources together that we've talked about in this video series, you have a National Geographic magazine that's about $15. You have a Cursive packet that is a few dollars, and you have, I think Gail's ebook is right around $10. So $30 or less. You have an entire year's worth of material, but more than that, you have this springboard to take you on the road to discover beautiful places or historically relevant places along the way. And then I want to encourage you one last thing before I go, and that is to take whatever it is that your kids are excited about and turn it into a secret sauce learning opportunity. So find a way that speaks to your child's creativity and passions, skills, and desires, and to take what they're learning and to allow them to bring it to life. So it could be something like they make a flip book that has their favorite national park and then different pages of relevance of things that they've learned about, the history, the plants, the animals, the people, the weather, etc. Maybe they create a puzzle where they have drawn, cut, or pasted different ideas onto a puzzle, etc. Maybe they make a lap book about all the interesting ideas about what it is that they're learning. When you slow down and you dive deep into something like this, and your kids catch it, they catch the excitement, they catch the passion, they catch the curiosity, you can continue adding layers and layers to this almost indefinitely. You can be looking for documentaries that you watch on TV. You can be looking for movies that highlight different historical places or national parks. You can find recipes of people would prepare to bring food on the road back in the day. You can find songs that talk about the different national parks or amazing, can you find songs that highlight any of these national parks? I can think of a couple off the top of my head, but I want you to do some research. So there's really no end in sight. You can study these places just for the rest of your life if it became an incredible passion. And you're not missing anything by pulling math and vocabulary and history and science out of something as simple as a magazine. Instead, it's not simple. It's a pause. It's nothing like what they would do in a traditional classroom. And it offers so much open-ended learning, so much delighting, so much experience and relationships because you're doing this together. Truly, 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 something like this really is secret sauce. So anyway, this is Bekki I had to go by two website names: A Better Way to Homeschool, Homeschooling with Secret Sauce. And I invite you to check in the links below, check out the Cursive packet, check out the Story of Historical Markers, and grab the freebie that I have for you in the descriptions also. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video.